Hello garden friends, Sylvia here, and welcome to the inaugural episode of 5-Minute Garden Tips, which is a series I aim to do every now and then in which I will deliver to you a tip relating to gardening or plant growing in general in 5 minutes or less. And today I'm going to kick us off by showing you how you can use certain things that you would probably throw in the trash but can actually be really helpful in germinating certain kinds of seeds. Okay, let me explain. Seeds come in different sizes, right? And there are seeds that are really tiny. If you look at the packet for these seeds, it will say that you are supposed to sow them on the surface of the growing medium and do not cover or cover very lightly because it needs light to germinate. And what it also needs is consistent moisture to be able to actually germinate. And that can be tricky sometimes. You'll need humidity domes or frequent misting to get them moist enough to germinate. Now, instead of going and buying humidity domes and specialized growing equipment for that, you can just get your clamshell container or your rotisserie chicken container. If you really look at those rotisserie chicken containers, they already kind of like have their own humidity dome built in. This should be perfect for a little environment in which to germinate those tiny seeds. I have several packets of tiny seeds that I need to germinate, so I'm going to take you through how to properly do that and what I'm doing. There are just a couple of things to keep in mind to do this properly, so let me show you. Let me tell you something about this real quick. This is good, but it's not perfect. Why? Because it is completely see-through all around. And that can be bad because light can damage roots. I mean, there's a reason why roots are underground in darkness, right? They probably don't want to be exposed to light. So in many cases, roots being exposed to light in a see-through container can actually damage them. So I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen first. You can paint it if you want or whatever other creative solution you have. My creative solution today is going to be using some black tape, and that will hopefully solve the problem. Alright, done. She ain't pretty, but she is functional. I didn't cover the bottom because the bottom's going to be dark anyway because it's, you know, on the bottom. Let's move on to the next step, which is drilling holes. We need to drill drainage holes on the bottom and venting holes on the top as well. You can't just leave it like that without any venting holes. There needs to be some exchange of air and oxygen, otherwise you're just going to breed a whole bunch of bad fungi and bacteria that will ultimately harm your plants. It really doesn't matter what size the hole is going to be. It just needs to be wide enough for excess water to drain. I'm gonna use 1/4 inch for the bottom because why not? That feels right to me. One thing I'll say that occurred to me for practical reasons, don't make those holes too big because you don't want all the soil to just fall out. Now, for making holes in the humidity domes, I am going to make them bigger because I want to ensure an exchange of air. Now that that's done, we're going to fill our containers with moistened seed starting mix. We want it to be moistened because we want it to stick together a little bit. Why? To prevent roots from different seedlings from tangling with each other, I'm going to create soil blocks. I don't have a soil blocker, but I have these putty knives that I bought for a different project, and I think they're going to be perfect for this. You can also use a spatula, but thankfully I had these. The goal is going to be for their own square. We have something resembling soil blocks. We'll see how well they work. Okay, it went a little better here. You can see the bottom. That's probably because I only had to split it in two. Or you could say, as soon as Mocha came to supervise, morale improved. One other thing about this clamshell is that once the plants germinate, they have to be uncovered. So to make it easier on myself, I'm going to cut the top off of the bottom. Now that that's done, we are ready to start seeding. Once you put your seeds on top of your potting medium, you put the cover on and make sure to place it in a bright spot. As I said earlier, these need light to germinate, so you can't just put them in a dimly lit spot. You can even put them under your grow lights if you already have something else growing there. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Let me know below if you have any questions, and let me know what else you want to see from me. All right, bye!